Hey guys, welcome back. In this video we're going to be playing some blitz chess. It's going to be a longer time control than some of the other bullet videos that I put on previously. So let's hop right in and see how it goes. We're going to be playing against some strong players, so this is going to be difficult. Okay, so we're going to opt for the Caro-Kann. It's going to advance, so I played this interesting defense where we don't block our bishop. Okay. So this is basically a French defense, except for I have my bishop out. So that's going to be useful for sure. I feel like playing some interesting moves, so we're going to play knight h6, and we don't really care if this messes up our pawn structure, because then we'll have an avenue towards this king. It's kind of an interesting move. The added benefit of this is that my opponent's sort of in the tank right now, thinking a lot. Okay. Now I'm actually in the tank here. Alright, we'll just continue adding some more pressure. So we've got 3 attacks here, and my opponent has only really 2 because I am threatening to remove this guy. Okay, so now he can recapture with the other piece. So I need to figure out some way to combat this. Okay, we're just going to come slow. Might double on the A file here. Yeah, I might need to, I'm going to capture this guy because this is kind of a closed position, so I think I'll be okay with just exchanging this guy off. Rook A7, rook A5. Not sure exactly what we want here. We'll try this one, I suppose. Okay. Okay, we'll try to wheedle our way in. Some sort of hole here. If I play this move, then I'm never going to be able to break through. Yeah, we'll need to come back. So I'm not going to break through on the A file. My opponent's going to challenge me from F5. If I come out here, then I'm just going to be giving this guy up, so I'll take this, I guess. Seems like I'm not really going to be able to achieve much. I would really like to get that square under my control. Okay, I don't really see much. This is still not really a move. Okay, we'll try to come back. Feel that getting my knight to b3, it looks cool, but it doesn't really hit anything that needs to be hit. We're kind of down on time here, so that's unfortunate. We need to kind of speed things up. open to possibilities. Maybe e5. e5 threatening e4. Okay. Seems like a pretty reasonable response from my opponent. I do have this weakness, so that's a bit of a bummer, but not exactly sure what else we're going to do here. Okay, this position, I'm going to be left with a bunch of weak pawns, so it's probably not that good. Okay, now we're going to find ourselves in opposite bishop position, but it's a middle game. It's not an ending. And there's not much here. I just have a slightly worse position. So that's not very good. How am I going to gain some sort of advantage here? It looks pretty difficult. It's moderately annoying. Gotta try to trade this weakness off. Probably after this game I'm going to go ahead and review it because it seems like that needs to be done here. Okay, and then he's going to go bishop d7 and pick up his pawn. It's annoying. No, he's not. Okay. Okay. If he captures that, yeah, it's going to be annoying, but then he has the weakness. Let's see how he can really break in that easily here, though. Rook c8. Where are you going to break in, though? Okay. Yeah, maybe I should have played b4 when I had the chance. Okay. When we're playing these types of endings. Oh, that was silly. Now I'm going to drop this pawn. My opponent will not drop his pawn, though. And I'm also really low on time, so this is terrible. I'll drop another pawn, drop every single pawn because I cannot guard these light squares. Wow. Okay, I'm just going to give up here because there's, even though it's an opposite bishop position, there's no way that I can win this. Okay, so probably I'm in this one. We're doing great here. Things started to get away from us when he was able to sort of lock this up and just sort of take advantage of the fact that we have these double pawns and we can't really do much with it. So the trouble is if we go ahead and capture our opponent, for example, take, then he does get an active rook. This is an easier position to play though. For example, now knight f5, we can actually threaten to give him the doubled and isolated pawns, and that's actually going to be annoying. If he tries something like this, this is going to be good for black. So yeah, this was probably a much better way to handle this position. It's actually really difficult to guard this guy. King f2 just looks kind of silly. So maybe this pawn would drop in that case. So it seems like that is what should have been played. So that's a good way to check our work. And then now that I've done this analysis without any sort of engine, now let's confirm what we've looked at. So let's use the analysis tool. And then we actually do want it to show us some of the lines now. Okay, so after this move I had this suggestion. I was confident that we had a better position here. So after capture, and then I was saying that we should try this, which seems like it's not maybe the best move, but it's not the worst move either. Knight f5, bishop d3. The move that I was looking at, we were looking at something like, just taking. Clearly taking is not very good. But if he had played a better move, let's see how this move would have panned out. Yeah, maybe capture here. Clearly c takes d4 doesn't work. Possibly capturing here. Bishop f5, so there has to be some complicated lines because all the normal things just don't work for white. Okay, and then cd, bishop d4, bishop e2, rook e1. Let's stop as soon as all the dust settles here. Rook c8? No way. Seems a little bit more reasonable. Bishop h3. So both players, that's funny, both players have to put their bishop on a pretty silly line. And then bishop e7. So after this position, sort of all the dust has settled. I have a bishop that's not standing so well, but my opponent has a bishop that's not standing so well. Probably black is a little bit better, just due to the fact that white has some pawns that are maybe not the best. And yeah, even though this bishop is of course similar, I think this one is really doing absolutely nothing. Meanwhile, this one is doing just a little bit more. So for that reason, black should be a little bit better. Okay, so let's move on. But I do highly recommend, anytime that you've played a close game and you're not exactly sure where something went wrong, then you need to follow this process so we can figure out what exactly went wrong and how we can fix it for the next game. Okay, so we'll leave that there. And we'll start one more this video. Rats, I'm giving the black pieces again. So this time we're playing King's Pawn opening. Okay, we'll invite. It doesn't want to play the fried liver. Okay. I actually don't play this very often. Just gonna play this quiet opening move. I want to inject a little bit of life into this position, but at the same time I don't want to be that bold, so we'll just continue with the castle. Okay. Why not? Let's go for d5. Knight a5 might be a possibility, but I still need to secure this guy. This is a possibility. Yeah, let's go for this one. This might be a little bit annoying for my opponent to deal with. And we left this guy hanging. Okay. Just knight takes seems pretty good here. There is a weakness though. Capture, maybe even bishop f2, king f2, queen f6. No, it's not the right order. Capture, queen f6, maybe just knight can come back. Seems like that is working okay. I just do not play this line very often at all. I was really hoping that my opponent would play a fried liver because I practice that a fair amount because that's one of the things that I teach to my students a lot. Okay, so he finally captures this pawn. And figure out what to do here. The problem is that this guy's going to be hanging at the end of all of this. I don't really want to leave him there. Okay, so we're left with this position. Yuck. We'll just guard this guy. D4 makes sense. Come back. We want to make sure that this guy stays active somehow. So we can double white's pawns. Will it be enough? Definitely not enough compensation. But something is better than nothing, I guess. And then we'll just continue. So we're just eyeing the weak pawn. Down a pawn. Opponent has a pair of bishops in a pretty open position. So it's still not that great. You can recapture and then undouble. Yeah, but I just don't see anything else that's really that great either. Okay, so we need to come back so my opponent can't play pawn to f5. It seems like this one's just going to boil down into a lost endgame. Probably rook a e1, bishop d7. Looking pretty dull here. Okay, maybe my opponent will try something like this. Let's kick this guy while we have the chance. Queen f2. We shouldn't trade while we're down, but my opponent's controlling the best file that is available, so there's not really many options here. Coming back might allow queen e4. It's not really that great. Okay, I guess we'll try this one. And then follow with g6. And try to keep my opponent's pieces out of action. He might be trying c4 himself. Okay, so if he goes c4, I'm gonna have to go bishop e6. We're both low on time, so we'll see how fast this guy is. Okay. Let's go for this other pawn. It's going to drop material. My opponent's getting low on time. But that's not going to be good enough. Yeah, I'm going to be able to flag him down. Sorry, buddy. Gotta do it to you. And this is actually probably winning for black anyway now. Okay, so this time the game went our way. But we definitely could have played better here. So again, let's try to look. We need to look at our own analysis skills. So I know that this is all theory. So this is all pretty reasonable. There's some reasonable moves here. Bishop b6 seems pretty reasonable. Seems like after this move, white started to gain an advantage here because we had to leave this guy. So the problem is that he has this nice way to unpin his piece. So this can actually be done in a couple different ways. This was just slightly uncommon, that's why I didn't recognize this pattern. But he just used an alternate route to make this unpin, and it sort of discovered e5. So perhaps in this situation, you try something different. Perhaps here. I really want to play this to be a little bit creative, but it seems like it's not quite working. So other tries that could be had here. Perhaps something simple, like just come back. Now we can meet capture with queen captures. Queen will be guarding here. So it's not like an amazing position, but at least we're not dropping the pawn. At any rate, it's still sort of resulting in a position that seems kind of boring to me. So just to get a better position that I think is more interesting, I'd be more motivated to play. Maybe I need to just come and play this slow move, and then I will try to attack this bishop. So that might be via knight a5, that could be via a6 b5, and then we're going to get into a very, very classical position, but at least it's something that's probably better than what was happened in the game. So then if we just confirm what we're looking at, seems like, yeah, this would have been maybe a little bit better. But anyway, in the game, yeah, it seemed like bishop g5 did not help, and yeah, it seems like this one actually, in fact, was the mistake. Okay, cool. So I'm glad that our analysis post-game was good. I actually really enjoy having accurate post-game analysis, because in the moment, when we just have a few seconds, of course we're going to be making mistakes, but when we have a longer amount of time, then I expect more from myself, and I expect more from my students. So hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, then please drop a like, and I will catch you guys in the next one. So long for now.